Alright, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to. Oh my god.
I was expecting to go 3, 2, 1.
What do I say?
say?
I'm gonna get rid of the tab. Well.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Cast in the Darkness. This is going to be another chapter pack review. This time we're going to be reviewing The Horn That Wakes, the latest release from Fantasy Flight Games. As you can see, we are joined once again by Nick Robichaud.
Good day.
I'm Matt.
I'm Clay.
Last time we forgot to do that, and Clay was a little pissed off.
Yeah, I didn't introduce myself.
I didn't introduce myself either, so it's all good. So we're going to just get right down to it, I think. Clay, if you'll start us off.
They're not in order on this one, by the way.
They're totally in order.
No, they're not.
Yes, Cold Hands is card 1 in the pack.
This isn't in order.
That is in order.
I gave him. Yeah.
Is
No,
it
it's
not in order?
No,
It is.
Cold
I
Hands
did-
is in the middle.
I sent him the wrong picture
The
first.
picture in the wrong
You
order?
can't-
Oh,
yeah.
so
Okay.
picture 1 is at the bottom.
Picture 1's at the bottom.
Okay.
Alright, so starting us off, we have Cold Hands. So my impressions on it is, I like it straight off. 2 cost for 3. Single con's kind of disappointing, but it's good that way. I think that response is cool. I think that can slap people in the face.
Yeah.
I think it's got plays. I haven't found a real good one yet, but it can really get rid of a problem non-army. Just remove it for a bit. I like it.
I like it. I've already put 2 copies in decks. I have 1 in my Martel deck.
Mm-hmm.
I find that it's exceptional for ensuring that you don't overload your side-on characters for the cards that care about the characters you control. And it helps you get rid of a troublesome card on the other side.
And it's pretty effective protection against a Valor. He's pretty effective if you've got anything that triggers off coming into play, or if you've got cards that you really don't care if they're in play or not. If you've got like Baratheon, where you've got a lot of small guys, like, you know what, I can handle losing this
Weenie
dude to take out someone's Ariane Martel.
That's exactly right. I mean, you can't take out the Red Viper with it, but you can take out Arianes and Dorans, the other high-cost guys. If he dies, they get him back, but that's only marginal cost because of what you're getting on the front end.
And when it comes down to it, you're up a guy.
Absolutely. You're still up a guy.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
put a
absolutely.
guy on the table, you each remove 1. Overall, you are net 1 guy.
And you get to pick both.
Exactly.
So you always get to make sure that you lose your worst guy and they lose their best.
guy.
Yeah.
Or if you see a Valar coming, you lose your best guy and they lose their worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's a bungled orders out there.
There's some cool plays that I think for it. Like, I think it's...
You're never bringing more than 1, right?
No,
Can't be saved,
absolutely, yeah.
So you don't always want to save him anyway, so you can't rely on him.
Yeah.
You can't.
And the
center
decks
point
that
there.
he's in Baratheon, that I could see putting him in. He's in my Baratheon deck, so you get lots of good recursion with him. So if you need him again, you can
Just get him
come back
Well,
in.
that's right, yeah, because he's not an army, so you can fiery kiss him.
You can fire kiss
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the whole, we think Cold Hands is a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I know that when the set was first spoiled, you weren't super sure about him.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but really, I didn't realize that he was cost 2. I thought he was 3. And
Okay,
that's a
sure.
big difference for me.
That's
Oh,
big
it's a
difference.
huge difference,
I agree.
absolutely.
Cost 2, he's not, like, you can't build a deck around Cold Hands.
We're going to get to that difference at the end of the pack.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
You can't build anything around Cold Hands. He's not with the. But you know what? He's a good throw-in to a lot of decks.
Yeah, he's a role player. You just throw him in a deck that wants that kind of ability. Alright, so let's go on to the next card in the pack. We've hit the Baratheon cards, so it's my turn. We're going to go to card 62 out of 120. Stannis Baratheon. That is not text that matters.
Nope.
Because
Who the hell's playing Winter Baratheon?
that's exactly my question.
My first thing is, who the hell is Winter Baratheon, and why the fuck are you bringing a 4-cost 3 strength in Winter Baratheon?
Why the fuck are you playing this Stannis instead of the Stannis that doesn't kneel to attack? The
Or-
Stannis that has immune to location abilities and vigilant, renown, and
Or
stealth.
even
That-
the
not even
other
that.
really bad Stannis.
Yeah,
He's the one that non-lords can't defend or whatever.
yeah,
that's it.
play that one.
The bad Stannis
This-
is worse
yes.
than this Stannis.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a bald guy, and he sucks lots.
Okay, so this guy's art is relatively mediocre still.
Yeah.
He's just a bald dude with a beard grimacing at a sword on fire that's probably representative of peeing with a UTI.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's got a UTI and he's trying to take a piss and it's on fire.
Well, you think about it. Where's his other hand?
He's just giving
it's holding his wiener.
He's-
He's just jerking it.
He's taking a leak, and it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor
it's a
for
metaphor.
One
how
hand's
much
on
it-
his burning sword, the other
other
hand's
hand
on his burning sword.
Wow. Okay, so
Okay, I'm done talking about
the
this.
fact
Put it
is
on
that
my
that's
page.
all we can say about this
That's the
guy.
most interesting part of
You
this
know what
card.
would be better if this guy had a holy crest instead of a noble crest?
It still would suck.
I still wouldn't play it.
Sure, but
You know what would
he'd
be
be
better?
more interesting.
You know what would be
Well,
better?
yeah,
If it was a
you-
different card. This card would be so much better if everything about it was different.
This card would be way better if it were Balon Greyjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it still said House Baratheon.
If it said
Okay.
It would really
If
suck.
it said
If it said
House
House
Baratheon,
Greyjoy,
House
if it was Balon Greyjoy, had said House
Bayjoy?
Bayjoy.
Yeah, if this card was a crap,
House
then it
Joy
would be
Bay-
awesome.
If this was in Greyjoy, then yes, it would be amazing.
that'd be really good, right? But he's
He's
he
in
has all
Baratheon.
the wrong parts for a Baratheon card.
Yeah.
It is an unplayable Stannis Baratheon in a pile of unplayable Stannis Baratheons.
Yeah.
Truth.
Alright.
Let's move on.
Let's go on to card 63 out of 120. Melisandre's favor.
Yep.
Auto 5 out of 5, include in every Baratheon deck.
Yep, there's 3 in mine.
Yep. Alright, so next card number 64 of this cycle, we've got Gorman, Good Brother.
What the fuck?
And what are your thoughts about this card, Nick? How big is your erection?
It's pretty big. You should see it. It's sometimes, there are festivals.
Festivals?
There are festivals. Yeah.
Erection festivals.
You've heard of a party in advance. We'll have an entire festival. My impressions of him actually aren't as favorable as a lot of people's. I don't think he's not Melisandre's favorite, right? But he's probably going in every Greyjoy deck I built.
Only one knock I have, not Ironborn.
He's not.
That's right, he takes a slot of another Ironborn,
Right.
but in
And
a 2 slot, there aren't a lot of Ironborn that you can really
That's
be
true.
using.
They're all 3, aren't
He
they?
also doesn't have a naval enhancement.
Right, so
Which
the Black
is-
Sails decks,
Black Sails decks are a little wary of him.
yeah.
Yeah. I still think you take one.
I still think you take one. And he
Yeah.
plays well off of his brothers.
Mostly, I wanted to talk about this guy's a 2-drop in a house without a lot of good 2-drops.
Yeah.
I mean, you're running Carl the Maid.
There's a lot of bad 2-drops.
There's a ton of bad 2-drops.
Greyjoy's got many 2-drops, and they're all horrible.
Some
Yeah.
of the Greyjoy decks run Wex Pike,
Yeah,
not many.
I'm a Wex Pike fan,
Sure.
but it depends on your local meta.
Right.
For
and
us,
then there's
50-50.
yeah, really, it's
Really, yeah.
it's good in about half. It's good about half the time.
Yeah.
So,
So-
we think that Gorman's good brother.
He's
Role
a,
player.
He's a good brother.
He's a good brother.
He may end up as a staple.
He's probably a pretty solid Greyjoy staple.
I like him. He saves your saves, like straight up. That's
My favorite part about
I
this
like
guy
him to death.
is he's good enough that you want to include him, and he makes his big brother better.
He makes his big brother absolutely important.
Absolutely
it's great.
important.
And he makes his little brother better because you're not going to be losing those locations.
Yeah.
yes.
So
Exactly.
you're going to be able to keep him.
That's
alive.
actually that's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah, they really play off each other in a way
Absolutely,
that I
yeah.
hadn't thought of until right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Like you can't build a good brother deck because you really don't want to include.
No,
him
but
on-
you might build a great brother deck.
Moving on. All right, so now we've got Hammerhorn Raiders, card number 65 of this cycle. Bananas! I can't... Yeah, there's... Why not?
I think even in a choke deck, I think he takes one of your 4 slots.
I have 2 of them in my choke deck right now.
Yeah,
I have one in mine. I think he's in there. He is.
It was hard when I was building choke decks,
He can win a
pretty
double
similar to
strength
match
in choke
choke
deck.
decks. It's what I usually run.
Yeah.
I was trying to justify cutting the 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up cutting the 3rd just because I couldn't count enough gold pips.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only thing is...
But, like, 4 is expensive in choke.
Yeah.
Even for this card, 4 is expensive in choke. In anything else, this card is not expensive.
Oh, that's exactly right.
I would pay 5 for this card in Greyjoy.
In the unopposed deck or a black sails deck.
I think he's a staple in both of those
Upcoming old ways deck.
I think he's 3 in all of those decks.
Yeah, because he's not unique. So the same way as Wintertime Marauders in the Winter Choke deck,
exactly.
He's where you start the deck.
You can't not bring them.
Yeah. They're fantastic. They are the second coming of Wintertime Marauders.
Now,
yes,
they changed Greyjoy. These guys are not Ironborn.
That's right.
These guys are not naval.
And they're not raiders.
Even though they're on a boat, they're not raiders.
They're not raiders, they're not naval.
They have no crests.
They have no crests.
They've got nothing that triggers in Greyjoy. Greyjoy is full of awesome 4-drops.
Yes.
Greyjoy is made, but you know what? This guy's not unique.
That's exactly
the rest of them are.
Big important.
That's a
point to make.
That is true.
He is not unique. You can have, well, 3 of them.
You can have 3 of them.
You can have 3 of them.
You're gonna have 3 of them.
You can only have 1 Victarion. You can
He
only have 1
makes you
Balin.
want to run Manning as your restricted card.
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah, he does.
Manning's this guy and Manning. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other great.
That's
Greyjoy
right.
armies.
He opens up the door to the other armies.
You got Victarion
Yeah.
Reavers, Balon Toast, Fleet from Pike, Hammerhorn Raiders.
That's right. And you can splash winner.
Splash
You can splash
winner and throw in Wintertime Marauders.
This guy loves winner. This guy sits in a choke deck. Well, actually, so far in this pack, this guy's terrible in a choke deck.
He's the worst card for the choke deck so far.
He's
So
the worst
far.
card. I still think he gets in there.
But about 2 minutes from now, he's going to be the best card in the choke deck.
That's exactly right.
The truth, yeah. I'm saying I still think he gets in there for this next card.
Yeah, like he's good. He's better than good. He's sitting in pretty close to my best of pack. Like so far,
can't really
what we've gone through,
argue that. Yeah,
I can't argue. No.
He's gonna be in every Greyjoy deck.
Yeah.
And he's gonna rock every Greyjoy deck.
He's better than the Good Brother guy to me because he does something the Greyjoy deck already wants to be able to do. Win hard.
So let's move on to the 6th card in this set. So we've got card number 66.
Pillage, as you would say.
Pillage, yes,
Pillage.
Plunder. Whatever. Things that start with P and have L's in them. Pillar and Pilates. Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Both Play-Dohs.
I have
3
a
Play-Dohs.
classics degree. All right. Anyway, Plunder.
So what is the main problem with Greyjoy Choke?
What's the main problem with Greyjoy? Greyjoy has trouble
Doesn't have enough gold pips.
affording their things.
This fixes it all.
All of it. All
Right
of the
there, one
problems
card
are gone.
fixes everything.
There's nothing. Like this is the card. This card. There's 3 of them in every Greyjoy. There's no reason not to take
Okay,
this
can
card.
I play devil's advocate for a minute?
No.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It's taking up incredibly valuable real estate. Cards in this format are very valuable, especially in Joust. It's a card out of your hand that could be doing something. Instead, all it's doing is letting you do something else. It's not Dark Ritual. You're not winning the game that turn.
This is taking a place that a good gold-producing location would be taking in any other deck.
I
guess.
I love it. I think it's really, really good, but I have to agree.
Would you take a Summer Sea in Greyjoy?
Oh, well,
Would you take a Summer Sea in Greyjoy?
I don't think I've ever seen the Summer Sea in a Greyjoy deck.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever put a Summer
They have Summer Sea in their deck.
But what?
They have a sea.
Isn't Summer Sea theirs?
Yeah.
So would you take it in a Greyjoy deck? Would you put that card in the deck?
No.
Wait, which card am I thinking of?
Are you thinking of the card that discards to reduce by 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't put that in the Greyjoy deck.
No. Because you need locations in play.
You-
I was
put
going to
that in
say,
a Greyjoy
you,
deck. There were
Greyjoy
three
decks
of
will
them in that
locations you
choke
play.
deck.
Were there 3?
There are 3 in that choke deck that you built. That I
Okay,
almost
then I
got
guess
rid of.
yes.
Then I guess yes. Okay, then yes.
Like, it's a solid card. It makes your stuff cheaper. It costs 0. This is a solid card. It makes your stuff cheaper. It costs 0.
My only problem with it is getting back to what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is card advantage. It is one of those cards you do not play at setup. It is in a spot where you're trying to drop 5 cards in setup.
True.
It drops you from 5 to 4.
I would take 5 to 4 in this because it's allowing me to play that one card on turn 1.
Okay, the other issue is there are decks in this game, Stark decks, some Martell decks, some Targaryen decks, that cap out at 2 locations.
I would be happy getting 2 gold. In Greyjoy, I would absolutely be happy burning a card for 2 gold.
Alright, so let's go
Let's
to
keep
our
going.
next house.
Card 67 of 120, Janos Slint. I like it. Because that response triggers right after you do that nice little intrigue challenge. He stands and you smack him with a power icon. I think he's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the fact that he's
Yep.
Night's Watch is mostly irrelevant.
Yes.
I agree. Night's Watch means nothing.
But the fact that he's an ally kind of hurts him.
It's a problem. Allies a
We
problem.
were just talking last time about how people aren't running as many allies, you were saying,
Yeah.
because of all the O cards
Ally
and
aid.
things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, this is a valuable ally that you might want to be running anyway. This guy is not for our Lannister decks.
No.
This guy is
I
for
agree.
power behind the throne.
Yeah, I agree. That's
First of
that's,
all,
that's
do you
why I
need
probably
him to
like him
draw
so much,
cards?
because I love power behind the throne.
You don't normally need him to draw cards on a Lannister deck.
No.
You're
but,
probably doing it other places.
but
Well,
he-
in power behind the throne, you don't
Right,
draw a lot of
exactly.
cards.
Yeah,
you're,
you're
not running the
that's what I'm saying,
Kingsguard
right?
stuff.
yeah, no, none of I don't think you're running very much shadow stuff. I think you're only running a couple, 3 shadows cards.
If that, yeah, like
If
a
that.
Varys and a.
I'm pretty
Hybrid.
sure Varys, Qyburn, maybe an Alchemist Guildhall.
Yes, maybe.
Maybe
If you feel like it.
Preston.
if you feel like it. Preston, just because Preston.
Preston.
Just because of Preston.
Just because Preston's
Because
awesome.
you're really impressed with him.
Yeah, I love Preston.
But I think in a PvBT, he's super good at getting 2 entry challenges in. He's another
Yeah.
Cersei. He's a cheap Cersei.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a cheap Cersei. Him getting 2 entry challenge and then smacking someone with a power challenge.
I think he's a role player. You'll include him in some of your Lannister decks, and
He might-
he'll be okay in those Lannister decks. He's
Yeah.
never gonna win you a game.
Nope.
He'll draw you a couple cards, but he'll usually just die.
Yeah, he'll usually just die.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
They might
This-
they might see him draw a card once and be like, no, he's gonna die. And if actually, in all honesty, if they're spending their ally resources to kill him, I'm pleased because that means Varys is still alive.
Yeah.
Or Littlefinger. The
Or
new
Littlefinger.
that's coming.
Or the new Littlefinger. Truth. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have something to say about Janos Slint. There are 2 2-drops in Lannister that are seeing play right now. There's Kevin Lannister and Lancel Lannister.
Yes.
They're both 3 power bicons with those 2 same icons.
Yeah.
Neither of them really have any other text. Would you sacrifice a strength in order to draw a card and get a second challenge out of them? I think I would. I would be
think I
okay with running Lancel Lannister as a 2-strength guy if he just drew me a card and got to swing twice.
But let's be honest. You use the Holy Lancel, right?
Yes, the Holy
Yeah.
Lancel, and
1
I ran
strength, right?
both Kevins in my deck.
And you have both Kevins. See, I have both Kevins in there as well. I'm actually kind of, I think you pull one of the Kevins for Janos Slint because I think Holy Lancel. I think he can surprise you at strength 4 sometimes because it's all holy cards.
Well, yeah, that's true. And there are other holy cards you might consider, like
Yeah.
Doubting Septa.
Doubting
there's
Septa.
other cards.
Yeah, they almost got.
High Septon.
He almost got back into my deck. The Doubting Septas.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's all I really wanted to say was
Yeah.
that there are slots in the Lannister decks, in competitive Lannister decks,
the
that
second-
are flexible.
The non-agenda Kevin,
The 2-drop one.
the 2-drop one. I think he might get switched for Janos Slint. All right, so Janos' Conspirator.
This card sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry to steal
Can
your
I
first
play
impression.
devil's advocate, please?
I
You can try.
go yes.
He is a military icon cheaply in Lannister, which is not necessarily easy to come by, and there is speculation of a Lannister wildling deck being viable in the format. If there's a Lannister wildling deck, then he triggers off of there being a wildling in play, which means he's 2 gold for an enemy enforcer.
Yeah, no. If that's a deck, that's awesome. But
Yeah, if that's a deck, that's
I don't
actually
believe you.
That's
amazing.
its only application, however.
I don't
It's
believe
only
you.
application.
Okay, fair.
I don't believe
I
you.
don't think that's actually a thing. I think
When
that-
you slap my face off with this Lannister Wildling
Yeah.
deck, which will eventually happen,
Maybe.
then
you pull it out,
that's
we'll
a thing.
see. But right now, I think you're full
I'll
of
pull
shit.
it out.
All right.
Okay, so,
So
theoretically,
theoretically-
might be playable.
might be playable.
If there's this magical deck of things that you see
Currently, don't like it.
exists.
Yeah, no, okay. Currently, definitely not a deck.
All right, card 69 of 120. Secret Orders.
All right. Go ahead.
I kind of like it, and think I'll never play it.
I don't play Lannister. I have no idea how much gold you ever have sitting in your crazy
I
Lannister
spend it
gold
all.
pools.
It's all
Well,
gone.
it's not about spending it though, because you can do this in marshalling before you spend the gold.
Until the end of the phase.
End of the phase.
Oh, this card's yeah, I hate this card too.
Okay. This
Lannister's
card
stupid,
does
but I don't
2
like
things. This card can potentially make one of your guys really, really big.
Yeah.
Make one of your opponent's guys really,
Really small. That's the other thing it can do, is you can use it defensively in order to keep your opponent's giant army from bashing your face in.
Or get
On
you
their
a
double
sexy unopposed challenge.
It can be, I think it's better defensively than offensively.
I would agree.
I think it's not good.
I don't think it's good because, like you said, half of the card is now useless. I mean, do you run just a coinment with 4 gold just to randomly? I'm gonna throw 4 gold on
This
my.
would take the spot of terminal schemes in decks that run terminal schemes.
That's garbage.
And
Absolute
this
garbage.
card is a million times worse than terminal schemes.
Yeah, that's garbage.
So,
Okay, let's get going.
Martell.
Ah, Martell, my home. This is where I'm a Viking. It's a shame they suck. Card number 70 out of 120, Viper's Paramour. My initial impression, Dane Spearman, card 71 out of 120.
Yeah. Okay.
This card I actually have a copy of in my Martell deck.
I
I've
think,
already put a copy in.
Yeah,
I think
it's-
he has a play.
Really good. It's a reusable orphan.
If you're playing the Martell deck that you like to lose a lot,
That's
and that's
right,
most
yeah.
of the Martell decks.
Yeah, this guy fits the Hollow Hill deck. It fits the Quentin deck. I mean, he's 3 gold for 2 strength, 2 icons. Not great. No keywords. Not great.
But getting someone losing all their icons.
Yeah, it's easy to lose challenges.
He can dodge a Valor.
This guy, he makes like you want to go second almost, so your opponent can make you lose a challenge and then put him in, sneak him in so that your red Viper won't kneel.
But I mean, if you go first, you can just lose a challenge on the attack.
Well, yeah, you can lose a challenge with him attacking.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine,
I mean,
eh?
I lose challenges on the attack all the time. Like, this guy's not even that good.
You won't be wanting to do it against Greyjoy next month. This guy, I think he's playable. I think he's not good. He's okay. He's not great.
I think
He's
you find a spot.
certainly
for him.
playable.
His ability, I think, is.
Just being a reusable Orphan of the Green Blood is
I
valuable.
think that's awesome because Orphan of the Green Blood is restricted.
If
now,
you're
isn't it?
already playing the deck where you want to lose, he makes your deck better.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely, because he does an extra thing while you're losing.
While you're losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you only want 1.
Yeah.
Because there's already a lot of 3s in any given Martell deck.
And he comes back, so who cares?
That's right, exactly.
You don't
He
have
keeps
one,
coming
you
back.
have one every turn.
So,
this guy's,
he's playable.
there, yeah, he's good.
He's a role player.
I think
He does a thing
I
the
don't know.
Martell deck used to do all the time.
I think he
I-
needs some testing. I think you're gonna see him either not be a thing or be a big thing.
That's right. He'll either be irrelevant or he'll be an auto include.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like I said, I think he's got plays. Like it's so easy to accidentally lose a challenge that you didn't want to lose, and then bam, he does something that makes you winning the
next challenge.
The next challenge you're gonna win.
Okay, so let's go to card 72. Dornish Hermitage. Man, I'm so disappointed with Martell in this cycle so far.
That's all of the notes.
That card would be awesome if you didn't have to play it.
Nope.
Or have it in your deck. If it just if this card said it comes for free and starts the game in play.
Nope.
You know what would be really good? If you could just discard this card from your hand to give a character an icon.
Or even
I would
discard it
like
for
it.
play. As long as you don't have to waste another card.
Or if it costs
that's,
0.
That's my
Or
problem.
if it
with
costs 0.
Like if you didn't have to play it, yeah.
Yeah, if it has no cost associated, aside from that one discarded card.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it, is because it takes 2 resources to do one thing, and I don't like that.
I
It's
don't like
cards and gold.
No, it's just
Nope.
not.
Don't like it.
If this
All of
ability,
the
if this
notes.
ability was attached to an agenda that did something else and also did this.
I
Right, that
still
would be cool.
don't
It's still
know.
not
I don't like it.
It's
I
still
still
not
don't,
good.
I'm still never
Giving
playing that
one
agenda.
guy one icon is not
For
worth
a
a
card,
It
not
is
worth
in
it.
the right situation. That's the problem, right? Like
But
there's
you
there's
have cards.
there is
You
never a
have cards
reason to
that
put
strip
this in your deck.
3. No. You have cards that strip 3.
Right.
Single cards that don't remove anything else. They
But-
just, as an effect,
But
strip
when you
3.
really need to make that power challenge and you have no power icons, stripping the other guy's power icons does you nothing.
But
It
then
means
you
that
have...
they don't make their power icons.
I'm not saying it's good.
No, okay.
This
fair
card
enough.
is terrible.
Okay.
This card is bad. But if this ability came in somewhere else, it would be nice to have.
Sure, okay. Reasonable.
Okay,
Yeah, that's an
reasonable.
argument that can be made.
But it's
Okay.
a bad card.
Alright.
It's not as bad as the other bad card.
So let's move
Let's move
on
on
to
to
Stark.
Stark. Yeah, I said it, not you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
louder.
You are not.
Alright then. So, Stark, we've got Jon Snow, he's unique. I mean, I don't play Stark, ever. I did once for one game. Everything was white. That's about all I can say. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's super competitive.
No, I think he's automatically the best Jon Snow and an auto-include in every Stark deck.
Every Stark deck.
He's a 3 gold, 3 strength,
Immune to
2
events,
icons with immune to events and deadly.
Yeah, alright.
He's an auto-include in every Stark deck, and he enables you to play other cards. He lets you play Gilly. He lets you play Osha, which hasn't had a home yet in any of the Stark decks.
Truth.
He lets you play Ygritte a bit more effectively, makes her a little harder to kill.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair.
He opens up a lot of space in that deck.
No, actually, that's the great things, actually.
Originally, I don't have him in my Night's Watch deck because my Night's Watch deck is Baratheon.
Yep.
I think he's going to go on as a 5 cost.
I'm not
I would agree.
sure.
I would
I'm not
agree.
sure if he's the auto include. He's good 3 cost.
In a Stark deck, he
You
is.
think?
I think so. Just
Well,
because...
because right off the bat, he's Strength 3 Deadly Immune to Events. Because
Yep.
he has both of those traits.
Yeah.
And being able to let you play other good cards that are now far better.
We are talking about Tricon Mance Raider, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The one that kneels to make the North card blank.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. He becomes a 4 strength for 3.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's really, really good with Jon Snow.
Yeah.
I think that there isn't really anything else.
Can he kneel to make Cold Hands blank?
I think he can.
So wait. If he blanks cold
No,
hand-
he only blanks agendas and locations.
Damn.
Oh.
I was gonna say
Damn.
blank
Remove
Cold
blank
Hands.
cold hands, kill cold.
Kill Cold Hands.
That's a. I gotta say though, that's cool, but that's a big combo.
That,
It's
yeah.
a big expensive
That
combo.
is super shaggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that was the thing. That's a pass.
All right. So card number 74. We have Yoren.
Warriors back. We gonna rock this.
I like him.
He's an auto include in every Stark
yeah.
deck.
Cause you know what? Stark. He defends against intrigue challenges. Anything that costs 1 and defends against intrigue challenges should be in your Stark deck.
At 2.
Who
2
cares?
strength, yeah.
I take it at 0 strength.
Sure.
Like,
Well,
you know
no,
what?
because then
No,
it's
'cause it's
still
unopposed.
unopposed.
I'll find a way to give it +1, and that's enough. Like anything
Yeah.
that defends against. But you know what? 2 strength, defends against intrigue challenges, defends against intrigue challenges while kneeling.
Yeah. Maybe this might be pulling the string a little bit too far. I think if you're paying 5 for Jon Snow, you pay 3 for Yoren. 'Cause he's
Depends on the
3
deck.
gold
Depends on the
for
deck.
3 strength. that
He's
always,
not 3 strength. He's not a wildling.
that's immune to events.
He is immune to events.
But the trick is, if you're paying 5 gold for Jon Snow,
But he would be a Tricon in that deck,
He would be a Tricon.
he would be a Tricon in that
and
deck.
he would also play with Stannis.
He would
And
also,
the, like
he would
Stannis,
also
so
get
he'd
+1
be a 3
strength.
strength.
he would be 3 strength,
That's fair.
and he would be a 4 strength because he doesn't have a printed power
Power
icon
icon.
with
Right.
Old Bear's Crow. Yeah.
No, I think Yoren is one of the better cards in the pack.
I like him a lot.
I think the
he's-
Stark cards are some of the better cards in the pack,
I would agree.
which
I
is
think,
supremely disappointing.
yeah, he's extremely
Well, that's just
disappointing
because we don't play Star.
none of you play Stark.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyways,
So,
card 75 of 120. It is Targaryen. It's Aegon's favor. It is an attachment.
Look, I was going to go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings, but I'm only going to get this one chance.
That is a thing, sir.
5?
this card's in my Baratheon deck.
That is a thing, sir.
5?
It is.
5 per
It
round.
is
5.
set up, character you control, and there's 0 cost. It's.
5.
I agree.
Plus 5 strength.
I would agree. +5 strength, and I would pay
I'd be
2
pretty
gold
happy
to
with
attach that
that.
to anyone.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty happy with 2 in-house.
Yeah.
Discard 2, 2, 3. Yeah, sure.
That is the thing.
And
that is-
in
Out of house, I'd be happy with 3. I'd pay 2.
Like I said, I would pay 2 gold to put that on anyone.
I'd pay 2 gold to put that on anyone if it was limit 3. And now it's 5.
5.
5.
I,
That's
it,
2 more than 3.
it is a role player. It,
Math.
Math.
It buffs you. Math.
Hashtag
Oh my
math.
god. Hashtag math.
Yeah.
So, in-house, it
In-house.
plays incredibly well with
Cards.
one of the main themes of the Targaryens, which is
Winning.
attachment recursion.
Attachment recursion. Which
Cards and winning.
Is cards.
That's
and
what this
winning.
thing is
Really,
good
really
with.
good at cards and winning. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it is attachment recursion, which is what they do like crazy, and it's set up. The favor trait that kind of
Hang on,
intrigues me. That might be a thing.
It's set up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's set up.
It's set up and it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
So it is an extra
This is a
card you
Greyjoy.
drop.
This is actually a Greyjoy card.
That's in
This
card.
This is a Greyjoy card that's in Targ. It digs things off the top of a deck. It makes your guys
No,
stronger.
your deck. Greyjoy is the opponent's deck.
It
You
doesn't
discard a card from your
Stuff
opponent's
gets
deck, gives you
discarded,
plus
doesn't
1
matter.
strength.
Yeah,
No,
whatever.
no. This is a card for the old ways.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
We'll talk about the old ways later.
So yeah,
Oh,
this
man.
card is amazing.
Some of us can't wait for the new year.
That
Yeah.
some of us can't wait for the new year. This card is awesome good.
This
awesome
card,
good.
yeah, this card is.
I can't say enough. about
Again,
it.
arguably in the running for card of the pack.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say this card is broken, but I would not be surprised if this got restricted.
It's a
In-
5-star role player.
It's a 5-star
It is
role
in
player.
no way a
Like, in
staple.
all honesty, in no way a staple. But I think if I see it in any deck, I don't care what it is, out of house, Baratheon, Stark, if you put this card in your deck, I will not call you wrong.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
will.
fair.
No.
I will pay 2 gold to play this setup. I'm gonna have 3 gold, this, and some other 0 cost in setup.
And
yes.
just have a giant dude.
And just have a giant goop.
I
dude
don't
right
think
from
I
the start
put
of
it
it.
in Martell.
I do.
Princess Plans.
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I do because Martell event recursion. I discard 5 cards. Hey, look, I want those
Yeah,
events. I'm
yeah.
Princess Plans the
I'm
event.
okay with it in a Kindly Man Stark deck.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Baratheon for.
Baratheon with
Baratheon
recursion.
period.
Baratheon
Yeah.
recursion. See who's stronger.
Why
Yeah.
is this not Targaryen?
Lannister. The only deck it doesn't
The
go
only
is
deck
Lannister.
it doesn't go in is Lannister.
And yeah.
Just because there's nothing that Lannister can abuse about it.
Yeah.
Every other house can abuse something about it.
And in all honesty,
Why-
I'm pretty sure
why is
Lannister
this
wants to
not
have his cards in
Targaryen
his hand.
only.
Because they forgot to
They
put
forgot
that
to
text
put
on
on
the card.
Apparently.
Targaryen only, and they
It really
failed.
should.
They really,
really
should
should.
say
Because
Targaryen only.
the Baratheon
This
favorite
card is abusive.
is Baratheon only.
Yeah.
Baratheon
This card
favorite
is abusive in Targaryen.
Yeah, like I said,
This card is really abusive in Greyjoy, in
Barra,
Baratheon,
Martell.
Barra,
Yeah.
Martell, yep.
and it's pretty abusive everywhere else.
Now, target card, last target card, a card 76 of 120, loyal to the last. It is an event. It has the words, challenges. During a power challenge, kneel 2 of your target characters to kill all attacking characters, limit 1 per challenge.
We've seen this card before.
We've seen this card
It's
before.
in the core set.
Yep, and it is.
Why is it limit 1 per challenge?
Same thing as lethal counterattack. Because if they
If they save them, you can't do it.
if they
again.
save them, you can't do it again. Yeah.
This is lethal counterattack for
Power challenges in Targaryen.
power challenges in Targaryen.
So initial thoughts?
Yeah, it's pretty
It's unplayable tripe.
cool. Yep.
It sounds cool.
Yeah, it's got a good name, it's got interesting art, and it has really cool text that you never want to use.
No.
Unless someone's attacking you with like 30 dudes, and you can go, ha ha, okay.
Ha 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 ha! Got you. Got
So-
your face.
It's really good if the other guy screws up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what you
So
don't want to rely on? That.
That. Next
So-
card.
So, card 77. Eastwatch Envoy.
In the bleak midwinter, long, long
Let's
ago.
be serious. He's 4 strength. Or
He's-
no, he
no,
can't be
he
passed by.
can't-
Shit!
no.
Did it again.
he is.
He doesn't go in that deck. Well, he does.
Well,
Yes, he does.
He goes in.
He goes in the Night's Watch. I mean,
And
obviously.
if the Night's Watch deck is running Jon Snow, he's immune to events. But he's also, if he's in the Night's Watch deck, he's a Tricon with 3 naval enhancements.
Yes, which is awesome. I think he... Okay, so let's just assume that this guy's great in Night's Watch. Because he's got 3 strength, he costs 2, he's a Tricon with 3 naval enhancements and stealth.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay, so Night's Watch,
That's a thing.
even if he didn't have stealth or naval enhancements, he's a Tricon for 2. That's good. Let's pretend we're not talking about Night's Watch. Because he's obviously good in Night's Watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's pretty good.
Like in other things,
Yeah,
as a 2 gold, 3 strength power icon with a naval enhancement with
stealth.
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 Yeah, he's playable.
Yeah.
As
He's
just a
playable-
neutral guy.
He's playable in Greyjoy and Barra Black Sails.
Yes, no question.
No question.
Like if you got Black Sails, this guy's awesome.
He's probably
He's
just better
naval
than
stealth.
like River Runner.
Yeah, because River Runner's the same thing.
Which one is it? Or is it Lycini Pirate? One of them's pretty bad. The 2-drop naval guys in Baratheon.
Yeah.
Like, or he's just another one to give you a bit more critical mass.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, it's right there.
in all of them, there just isn't sufficient naval cards to really make it, like, purr
Click.
like a kitten.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
fact
think naval stealth, which you can't use at the same time. Well, you can.
you can
but you only
naval
stealth-
before the stealth window.
Naval for the stealth window, right?
You
So
can
you naval in, so you don't get the full benefits of both, but you do get the Black Sails benefit, and
Yes.
anything else that relies on you navaling into combat
That's right.
to stealth out somebody.
So we're on to the last non-plot card of the pack. Card number 78, Ygritte.
Ladies,
This card is horrible.
This card
No, I-
is
This card is the
Yeah.
worst card in
Yeah,
the pack.
this card-
worst
yeah.
card of this. Oh,
when this
my
when this
God.
pack was fully spoiled. This card was placed immediately in the top 3 cards, after only Melly's favor and Aegon's favor.
Yeah.
By most of the internet punditry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have a few issues with the card. I think the 2 strength is a really huge liability.
There's a lot of 2 strength hate.
I don't like the 3 cost. I would like one of those numbers to be changed in order for her to be, a perfect 5 out of 5, the best card in the pack, no questions asked.
So if she's on the table the same time as Jon Snow, you're happy.
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, sure.
She has only positive traits. I mean, she only has Wildling, but Wildling is always positive.
Wildling is never negative.
Wildling is
Yeah,
never negative.
That's true.
And she's got
2
no
icons.
2 icons, like a 3 strength Bicon for 3 vanilla is not a good card, but it's a baseline.
It's arguably playable.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
like if you have
It always makes the first cut.
it always makes the first cut. So I think having her at 3 strength or cost less would be because a 2 strength
Should be too good.
a 2 strength Bicon with nothing on it.
Is
For 2.
unplayable.
A 2 strength Bicon for 2 with nothing on
Oh,
it.
wait, for 2
For
is
2 is
arguably playable.
exactly the same as a 3 strength Bicon for
It's
3.
better.
It's probably better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you can't do that with her text. Her text
No, her
is
text
awesome.
is too good. Her text can win you the game outright with like a Barrack Dondarrion or something.
Yeah.
Stealing some neutral Kingsguardy guys.
Mhm. I mean, you could even do some cute things and give someone the Night's Watch trait and then steal them.
I actually don't think we're going to see a lot of Ygritte.
I think you
I
might see
think-
one and
I
you-
think
I
we're
think you'll
going to see a
one.
lot of decks change because of Ygritte.
Yes,
But
that's
I don't-
the thing.
I
That's
don't
the
think
thing.
she's gonna
She
end up
warps a metagame, but she herself isn't a threat.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Okay. What if you both had Sir Prestons?
Yes.
And the other guy egrits to take your Sir Preston, then you egret his egret.
No, it
and-
just says until Ygritte leaves play. It's not as long as you control her. So the control doesn't switch back.
So if you steal your grid,
you
have
can lose
to
your
grid.
Ygritte. You can.
What is
oh
it?
no, but
no,
then
yeah,
the Ygritte
then
goes to.
But when does
you
become a
play?
duplicate?
And then leaves
Duplicate
play.
Oh my god! I hate
Thank-
you. This
thank-
card is the worst card in the world.
Thank God that's not going to happen because no one's actually going to use Ygritte.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now to plot
But
cards.
Ygritte's just
I
there
don't
to.
know.
She's a rattlesnake.
She's there to make the last chapter, the last pack.
Chapter
We
pack.
were all like
a
drooling over.
little more obsolete.
It's just like this. Why? Why couldn't she have come out a set from now? We can at least have had some fun with those Kingsguard.
Alright, so, Betrayal at the Wall.
What are your thoughts on this card?
I think it's kind of legit.
Well, that's really
That is a thought.
useful.
I think it's kind of cool.
I think it's kind of legit.
I can't think it's kind of.
I think it fits in two places.
I think it has a fun play where you win initiative and then swap for something with no initiative with double claim or low initiative with double claim. Also with another win revealed, so you get to win revealed twice because that's just funny.
That's true. Yeah.
I think it fits in a Night's Watch deck where you can do that. I also think it fits in any deck where you're going to win before turn 7, and every now and then you need initiative.
Well, the example what I use it for in my Night's Watch deck is I use it to immediately switch to Powered Arms because
But
that is 0 initiative
remember,
with 2 claim.
That when revealed ability only triggers in a Night's Watch deck or Wildling deck.
Right. Yeah. And
Wildling
he's
Watch
talking in his Night's
Yeah,
Watch deck.
In my Night's Watch deck.
That's fair. Absolutely.
Yeah.
More valuable than that, in my opinion, is being able to flip a plot card and see
See
what your
everyone
opponent
else.
flipped.
What your
Yes.
opponent
And then have the opportunity to flip a plot card to counteract.
Yeah.
So if your opponent flips, I don't know, King's Law, and you're in Shadows, you have like a Shadows Night's Watch hybrid strategy.
That's-
Yep.
Just
sure.
in theory,
In theory, yeah,
down the road.
then you go right to Forgotten Plains.
I agree.
If your opponent flips Valar and you have some Maesters in play, like say some
Windermere.
Maester Aegon,
Maester Aegon, whatever.
then you go into Outwit.
You immediately go to Outwit.
And you just kneel your Maester Aegon to cancel the Valar.
Yep.
It gives you openings in your plot deck to play roughshod with what your opponent does.
And it doesn't take a card.
It doesn't
And it's
take
free,
a card.
that's
yeah,
right.
It's free. It's
And
free.
it
It's
wins you
additional.
initiative.
And it wins me initiative.
If you're
It means I
playing,
go first, I get to see what their plot cards are to respond to it, and if he does something that I just don't give a shit about, I
Power
just
arms.
keep Power Armor.
if you figure that any time you can comfortably have 2 or more Night's Watch or Wildling characters in play at any time, or even sometimes,
Mhm.
this is auto include.
As the resident Hollow Hill player,
Mhm.
I'm going to take the last card because it's a Hollow Hill card.
Yes, it is.
Card 80 out of 120, Befouled River.
I hate this card.
This card is so glorious.
And it also runs the river train. So
It
something
starts the river train.
I hate this card.
This is the way when they started the city plots. They didn't really have a good starter city plot.
Else. Yeah, no.
But later on, they did Torrhen Square, King's Landing Coup, At the Gates,
Yeah.
the starter plots. This is a starter river plot. It doesn't have the chain text,
Mhm.
so you can't use it later on in order to daisy chain some extra stuff. But turn 1 off Hollow Hill, anybody that had any setup whatsoever loses 2 cards outright, and you have double claim on the first turn. It's the manning the city walls for river.
Yep.
It's river manning.
Is
It's
it?
the long lost Manning brother.
Yeah.
I play Greyjoy. This card makes me cry.
This card is amazing.
I'm always going to have more
I
cards under my
love
command.
this card so much.
It's so good. It's going in my Tard
Hollow Hill?
Hollow Hill deck.
I'm going to redo the plot deck for my Martel Hollow Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm using Marched and First Snow and Ruled by Decree,
Yeah.
that little chain.
Chances are this is going to mean someone discards 2 cards from their hand.
No, this means someone's going to discard 4 cards from their hand. Because you're going to daisy chain it with the next
Yeah.
river plot. And you're still not going to have as many cards as your opponent. because you still only started with 7 to their 10.
Mm-hmm.
No,
It's sick, boss.
Yeah, it is.
And double claim right from the start.
Right from the guard, just straight up, I'm gonna punch you twice.
Oh, I think that this card might make the river plots viable. There have been people playing around with them a little bit.
I've seen them.
I've seen them online. I
Yep.
haven't seen them in any tournament settings.
I much prefer the city plots.
I think
You guys
sure,
know
but
this.
they're more evolved. Like they've been around longer.
I think the river plots, while they offer some really cool effects, do not offer the bare bones utility.
Of the city
That-
plots?
No,
Or
that
of other
you
plots.
need in a plot
Yeah,
deck.
that's fair.
Because like these are really cool. You pull off some really awesome chains,
Yes.
but you just don't have the. There are a few plots like you look at a deck and you just I need this plot, this plot, this plot, this plot, and this plot
Right,
to make things
yeah.
fire, and then I've got 2 spots left over for a river, and like you can build a deck around a river plot, but I don't think
Yeah, okay. Maybe you don't run this as a river plot. Maybe you just run this as a starter plot. At
it's
Hollow Hill.
awesome as a starter
Yeah.
plot out of Hollow Hill. Unless you're up against another Hollow Hill, it's going to be the first thing you flip every
Yeah.
game.
So we know what your top 3 cards are from the pack. They're just the blue cards.
Yeah. I just,
I'm actually not sure.
I
gotta
need to
think
see
about
you.
this one for a
My
minute.
phone died, so I need to actually look at yours.
Sure.
Okay, let's go with number 3. Yeah, I have my 3rd place card. I'm gonna go first
I'm
because I
thinking
can.
my bottom 3 cards.
Bottom 3 cards are really easy.
Yeah.
Really easy, super easy. Okay.
My 3rd place card is Jon Snow.
Really? What's your 3rd place card?
I'm not ready yet. You do the thinking now. It's not Jon
Okay.
Snow. Talk about Jon Snow for a minute.
Okay, my reason for putting Jon Snow as the 3rd best card in this pack is because I feel as though he legitimizes Stark. We played a tournament with 12 people.
There was
There
no
was
Stark.
not one Stark player.
Okay. I can see that.
Jon Snow opens the door for Stark decks to include alternate strategies, and he himself is powerful enough that he could legitimize the house.
I mean, Jon Snow and the new Rob.
Yeah.
I think that's.
They legitimize the house.
They legitimize the house again. I think that's what makes him strong.
The only thing that doesn't make him a 6 out of 5 is no crest.
No crest. I agree. No crest is a fault.
If he had a crest, then he would be a 6 out of 5 and possibly the best Stark card ever.
Yes.
Alright, my number 3 is Hammerhorn Raiders.
Shocker.
Shocker.
Yeah, great
Actually,
joy card.
the shocker is that it isn't higher.
Yep.
It isn't higher.
Okay,
Um,
why Hammerhorn Raiders?
I think it makes Greyjoy. I think it changes Greyjoy. I think it takes Greyjoy. Like you've got Greyjoy Choke, Greyjoy Black Sails. That's about it that's going on right now. I think Hammerhorn Raiders does awesome things for Greyjoy. I think it breaks Greyjoy out of the naval
rut
unopposed,
that's been-
out of the rut. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Greyjoy Winter Choke rut. It's a pretty cool rut.
Mm-hmm.
Greyjoy
Yeah.
has some cool things.
If you have to be in a rut, that's a good
Yeah,
one
That's
to
a
be
good
in.
rut
Like,
to be in.
I personally enjoy.
I'm excited for it coming out of it. I
Yep.
think that's going to be a fun deck.
I think it's going to be the most frustrating deck of all time.
I
to
think
play
it would be
against.
less frustrating than Choke.
I
think
think
it'll
I
be
disagree.
more.
I think it's going to be even worse.
You can play just I gotta play with
I
less
can
gold.
see the
I
old
like-
ways being restricted.
Yeah, I think.
Whoa,
think it's-
we're not talking about the old way yet.
Oh, okay,
talking
I'm
about
talking,
Hammerhorn
right now.
I'm talking about the old ways.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's a different thing.
That's me.
altogether.
Again, both times as I've qualified, as I think about new decks coming in, this is why I agree.
I'm talking about Hammerhorn Raiders. I
Sure.
think Hammerhorn Raiders is the first step into breaking Greyjoy out of the choke rut.
Right, and pushing it towards big dudes. Absolutely.
I would agree.
All right, Clay, do you have a 3rd place card?
I have a 3rd place card, and before I say it, I'm going to qualify a bit, and it's going to give away what it is. I did not pick this 3rd place card because the card itself is powerful. I picked this as a 3rd place card because what it does to everything in the meta, and it's secret,
Okay, sure.
is
Yeah.
because it affects everything. It
Yeah.
changes the whole meta. It may not get into any deck, but just it being there means that it changes every deck type.
Everybody has to start
Everybody has to
reconsidering their
reconsider
Kingsguard
their
Shadows.
Kingsguard Shadows deck.
Yeah.
Just because this card exists. I think that is far more powerful than the actual card itself.
I think this card is changing the metagame more than most cards do.
I think
And it's doing it in a really unique way.
for right now, she is. Give it until February or March, and people might start forgetting about her.
I would agree.
Right now, she's the shiny new thing.
Well, she's a threat, but you have to decide how big of a threat she is.
Exactly.
And
And
I
we
don't
don't
think
know
we'll know
how big
until
of a
we've
threat she is.
tested it.
No,
That's right.
she hasn't been out
We'll
there.
have
now.
more ideas middle January.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, my second place card is, I think, just the opposite of Ygritte. I think that he is way more powerful than the impact he's going to have on the metagame. I picked Cold Hands.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though this guy is going to be incredibly underrated. He is not going to be predicted in decks. So you're going to play into him.
Okay.
I feel as though you're not going to expect him to wreck your face the way he can and probably will.
Yeah.
I agree, because you sit in there, especially when you're savvy enough and you know what their deck does, and you look up and you see them setting something up, and you see them play a card the turn before so he can be ready to attempt to win next turn. Cold Hands, that's off the table. It's done.
A good way to knock.
And
He's a good way to knock attachments off cards.
Yeah.
He's a good way to knock power off cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a good way to take out cards that are
He's an
good.
equally good attacker against Barrack and Darien.
Yeah.
He's another reason why Brotherhood can't be really playable right
Yeah, it is.
He is very, very good at being okay in bad situations.
now. Right, yeah.
At the
absolutely.
very least, he provides you with a minor mathematical advantage.
That's
That
right,
is the,
yes.
the worst thing he can do is provide you with an advantage.
Right. The worst thing he can do is help you.
Right.
I
Even
agree.
if it's a little bit. The best thing he can do is win you a game outright by making your opponent's play moot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that he is valuable as a sleeper. I think that a lot of people are going to underrate how good he can be, and so they're not going to play around him. And I think that that is just as important. That's why I think he's the opposite of Ygritte. Ygritte people are building around Ygritte.
Mhm.
People aren't building around or playing around Cold Hands.
I don't think you can build around Cold Hands. Because the way to build around Cold Hands is to not include any good cards in your deck.
No, the way you build around Cold Hands is play a Stark deck, sir. Just mono armies.
Non-army, yeah, that's true.
That's it, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't have a weird preamble for my second pick. My second pick is Plunder. 'Cause
Okay.
I think it takes the biggest flaw in Greyjoy decks. It's a huge problem. Gold collection is always an issue.
Mhm.
Because Greyjoy cards, either you're playing cheap cards and you have no gold, or you're playing expensive cards and you have no gold.
Right.
Having gold, I am, on many occasions in a choke deck, very happy to burn a card for 1 gold.
Yeah.
In other decks, Greyjoy decks, I am pretty happy to burn a card for 2 gold. And if I can burn a card for 5 gold on a lucky turn,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
that's
gonna
true.
win. I'm gonna do something awesome, and then I'm gonna win dominance because I've still got 3 gold sitting on my card.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah.
And like Plunder, it fixes a hole in Greyjoy
Mm-hmm.
that really shouldn't be fixed, in my opinion. Greyjoy isn't even my favorite deck, but all of these cards make it
Right. At this point, there's no reason not
Yeah.
to play the Greyjoy deck.
exactly.
Play.
What, second card or
Second
card? Okay. My second card for this is actually Melly's favor,
Okay.
because
Good. That means that your first card's gonna be the card I didn't pick.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. Is Melly's favor. Usually, for my preamble, I don't pick cards that benefit a single faction because I think they're just not as powerful as ones that benefit the whole spectrum. But this is really good.
Yeah.
This
This
is
card
really good.
wins you games.
This card wins you games just because it's there. It's really good. I just
There's nothing I can really say
I
about.
can't say anything bad about it. Like I say, it's in every Baratheon deck. It should be in every Baratheon deck.
This card is what you wish Ygritte was.
I feel as though Melly's favor is going to provide Baratheon decks with the reach that a lot of Baratheon decks don't have right now. I think it's not revolutionary. It doesn't change the way decks play. It
At
doesn't
all.
change the way the Barra deck wins even, because the Barra deck still is just going to win by power challenges and renown.
Yep.
Yep.
It's just going to help them do it a little bit more efficiently.
I'd say considerably more efficiently.
Yeah.
And efficiency is the one thing that the Barra decks really suffer from right
Yeah,
now.
they have no efficiency.
Okay, so let's skip my number 1 card, which
Your
is
number
Melisandre's
is fine.
favorite.
Is Melisandre's
And let's go into my number 1 card.
Yeah.
Now, can you guys guess what my number 1 card is?
I'm gonna say it's...
It's a great brother.
No, it's not. It is definitely Janos Slint.
It is
Yeah.
Janos Flint.
My number 1 card
Is Egan's
is
favorite?
Egan's favor.
Yeah.
It's because that...
Seconded.
No!
No,
Yes!
let's just assume...
That is how I feel about this card.
Can we just assume that it's going to be errated?
It's going to be errated. Enjoy it while you can.
And I think that's part of the reason why I didn't pick it as my number 1 card, is because I just assume it can't be this card. This card is too damn powerful, too damn flexible,
Yeah.
and too damn good.
The decks that want that stuff in their discard pile, and with the new Greyjoy stuff that's out now,
Mhm.
and the new Greyjoy stuff that's coming in the future,
Yeah.
+5 strength. That this card, paying 2 and dumping 5 cards can win me the game.
Right.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
it can win the game in Baratheon. It can win the game in everything.
Yeah. It's like I say, it's also my pick for number 1.
Yeah.
It is like I say beforehand when I said like I like cards that change everything.
Right, absolutely.
So for the next week and a half until it gets immediately errated because we done fucked up.
They done fucked up.
It's like they done fucked up on this whole thing. For the next little bit till it's errated, that thing's dumb.
I
It is
think-
in every deck.
Right, and I didn't pick it because it's
gonna
gonna be errated, and when it's errated to House Targaryen only,
It's
it's just not nearly as flexible.
It's
It
not
becomes
nearly as
immediately really good auto include in that one deck.
In that one
That
deck,
one deck.
which immediately actually drops it for me. It'll probably fight
Yeah.
for around Melly's favor side.
I don't even think it's that good.
But and actually in Targaryen, you don't really need it. You have other ways to get through your
That's the
recursion in
thing, right?
Targaryen.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's-
good because it's abusive in the other decks.
It's
It's
abusive.
so
in the other
abusive.
deck.
Yeah.
It's so good is because everyone's gonna pay
And it's
2
got
for it.
setup.
And it's
Right.
set up.
It's abusive
Setup.
before the game
It's
starts.
it's set up on turn 0.
Yeah. There's no question that
Turn
that's,
0 abuse right
that
off the bat.
It is easily the most busted card in the pack, and
If this doesn't
it's-
get errated, Fantasy Flight is going to run out of this pack. Because
Agreed.
people are going to be buying 3 and 4 copies of it.
Agreed.
quite
because
possibly
they're gonna-
because
They're going to
all
be
the
wanting-
decks that want to be graveyard decks, discard decks, are going to want 3 of them. Right now I have 1 in my Barra deck. We'll see. Maybe I want
And
another.
I have
maybe-
one in
Any
my
deck
charge
that
deck.
wants one character to hit like a truck.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no question Aegon's Favor is the best card in this pack.
Yeah.
However, Aegon's Favor won't remain the best card in this pack for long.
It is getting either errated, restricted, or both.
Right, yes, absolutely.
If Fantasy Flight decides to hit it with the hammer.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
I think errata is the easiest and least damaging thing to do to it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to force a Targaryen player to have to choose between a seemingly utilitarian attachment and something important for their deck.
Yeah.
Because the important thing wins every time.
Yeah.
But if you need to restrict it in order to keep Greyjoy decks from running it alongside manning the city walls,
Yeah.
then,
Because Greyjoy decks will take Manning,
well,
probably, if they're doing the army thing.
if they're doing the army thing, they will, but it makes them make that choice.
Yeah.
And I think that just keeping it out of the hands of Greyjoy and Baratheon players is easier than restricting the card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
far easier.
And I think... I think it's really, really damaging.